Okay, so I'm Nadia Wilson with Sheen Magazine. I'm one of the media correspondents. Super
Nice.
to be talking to you today about your new project.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, Nadia.
Of course.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. I want to get into an icebreaker
Mhm.
first. So I know the album has not dropped yet, so I'm not aware of like the song titles. However, if you can, include that in your answer. So
Well,
what song from your album would you play while you're getting ready for your perfect first date and why?
oh my gosh. I mean, you gotta have a little up tempo, love up tempo into your mix in a sense of since you're going on a date. So it's definitely gotta be upbeat. You know
Mm.
what I mean? I don't believe in spinning the block at all. So you know, on and forward as that goes, so I'm always coming with the right intentions, putting love in the middle and of everything that I do, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Uh, I'm always thinking about the certain environment that I'm taking this date on, you know what I'm saying? Like just trying to, set the vibe, so she can always come back for more. So you know,
Love that. And I love the drop of love in the middle.
yeah,
Heard that. Okay,
yeah.
so who is Kevin Ross beyond the music, and how would you describe yourself outside of your artistry?
Oh, I like that. Kevin Ross is forever evolving. A forever evolving man, father, son, brother, lover at the end of the day. And so yeah, I that's who I am outside of music. A student and a teacher, depending on, the position. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I actually watched an interview and you say you're God engineered and vision driven. I was like, that's
Yes.
a word. I love that.
Yes. Yes, indeed I am. Indeed I am. Yes.
Poetic. So I know you grew up in a family of musicians. I believe it was specifically your father's side, I want to say. Is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah, yes. Come on, you look. You know what? I appreciate you doing research. Thank you, thank
Yes,
you. That
yes.
is very rare. But yeah, no. My father's side definitely, was all like musiced out. You know what I mean? Just my dad sung, my aunt sung. My uncle he played a lot of instruments and stuff like that. So just a very musical family. A lot of music being played, very old souls and stuff like that. So we was just getting a lot of music all at once in our childhood. So great times, great times.
Love that. And how did that shape your connection to music and, of course, your artistry? Like, was there, excuse me, a specific moment where you knew, like, yeah, this is the path for me?
Um, hmm. I think that all of the music that I took in, that just kind of like broadened my taste level.
Hmm.
Um, but as far as the moment was probably like my sophomore year of high school, I did like a Stevie Wonder rendition of My Sharia Moore.
Okay.
And yeah, like just the audience like energy and vibe and like I was like, yeah, I want this feeling a lot more. And just in high school in general, like I was looking at all these songs we were singing and performing and stuff like that. And I was like, man, like, some of these composers and writers, have died like hundreds of years ago and their music still lives. And I was like, man, it'd be so dope if I can create just one piece of music that can live, you know what I mean, like far longer than me. So I was like, that's the goal. And so that's when, God kind of, put the mission in place.
Hmm. I love
Hmm.
that. That makes me think of the word timeless.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, speaking on that, you built an impressive catalog with Drive 2. Just gotta, shout out Sweet Release. I love that song. Audacity, Volume 1 and 2. And then of course that chart topping long song Away. So how do you
Mhm.
feel your sound has evolved over the years?
Oh man, I think just by experience,
Hmm.
trial and error, understanding your audience too. Like that's really
Yeah.
important in the sense of growth and maturity, understanding where you're headed, like who you're making music for. I make music for, the blue collar lover. You know what I mean? So, that's for all of the people that's out there to get up and do their 9 to 5. So that's the nurses, that's the teachers, that's the, UPS workers, the administrative assistants, all that stuff. Like I feel like they're just being overlooked and underserved as it pertains to R&B music and just love in general. And so I was very intentional as far as with this new project, Love Up Tempo.
Hmm.
Just just making sure that they felt seen and that they're being celebrated and that this music is a soundtrack to their lives. So I'm very, very grateful and to just add another project to the catalog.
Absolutely. And I love that, you pointed out the maturity, and I can definitely tell, maturity with your voice and also lyrically as well.
I
So,
thank you.
yeah, so with this new project, it's more than just love. It's also about time. Can
That's
you
right.
expand on that theme and how it plays into the music?
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, I've raised the question of, what pace are you living your life at? And so for me, I made a soundtrack to my life, and that is a very up-tempo life in the sense of having a 2-year-old son. The days of spending, 8 to 12 hours in the studio are gone. And so, I may have 4 hours max. And
Hmm.
so I got to make the best of that. And so I can't overthink, I can't second guess. I just got to go for what I know and my instinct. And so that's kind of been a blessing in disguise. So I wanted to touch on that. And then also, like, there ain't no ballads on here. There ain't no slow vibes on here. And so I wanted to challenge myself to do something that was more, mid-tempo, up-tempo, high frequency R&B is what I call it. And I feel like, there's not a lot of high vibrational music in the market space. It's just a whole bunch of situationships and stuff in the gray, what we doing, what we ain't doing.
Hmm.
So I just felt like it was just a huge hole there. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, for people who are ready for it, they're ready for it. But for the people that have to grow into it, you know what I mean. I'm preparing a place for them.
I love that. I love that. And so, speaking about your career, I know you were signed with Motown. You took that hiatus, and now you're an independent artist under the label Art Society Music Group. So, what was
Yes,
the transition
lies.
like?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. So, what was
Mhm.
that transition like for you? I know as an independent artist, you have a lot of more creative control, and I love that. So,
Yeah. A lot of trial and error. You know what I
mhm,
mean? You got to figure out your brand and your business structure. What's profitable for you? What is profitable for the next artist is not going to be profitable for you.
mhm,
You're going to find your champions in different companies and businesses and platforms and stuff like that. And you learn to double down and lean in on it. You learn to bet on yourself. You learn to use the tools that are available to you, to your advantage. You learn to figure out a balance, most importantly, and just pacing. You got to set the pace in your own race. And
mhm,
so, those are the things that I've learned as far as within the transition. I'm grateful that Motown, you know what I mean, released me, even though like I asked for my release. It took them a year and a half to let me go. They could have just, kept me on the label and shelved me and played that game. So I'm super grateful that, they were able to, do the right thing and let an artist go that didn't want to be there anymore. And
mhm.
so I started my indie journey and it's been great. It's been profitable. And I feel like, I make better music. Uh, I make more money than ever before. So yeah, I mean, when I look back at the major label system, I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. Like nothing about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I honestly feel like I hear that a lot, like from independent artists. It's always like not even just the creative control, but it's like just being independent in general. Same thing that you said with the money, like you're making a lot more money.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about like, oh, like, can I release this whenever I want to release it? Like you
Yeah.
just, it's completely independent. So I love
Mhm.
that. And I'm happy that you were released.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So when you're creating an album like this, what does your songwriting process look like?
Songwriting process. It depends. Like sometimes I collaborate with people. Like for Love in the Middle, I collaborated with Claude Kelly and Chuck Harmony. So
Mhm.
I always love those type of things because I get to bounce ideas and you just never know who's gonna come up with slick stuff and the more brains you got in the room, the faster the process can be. But yeah, like I said, this time around I didn't overthink. And so, a lot of it was just kind of like second nature. Like I kind of had ideas of like how I wanted to address certain songs, and so they came out feeling the way that I wanted it to feel. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy.
Love that. And I know earlier on you mentioned ballads, and I know R&B is often associated with ballads, but with love
Mhm.
tempo, it leans more into that groove and
Yeah.
movement side. So do you think this is a side of R&B that has not really been explored enough recently with different artists?
Yeah, for sure. For
Mhm.
sure. I think that, it's hard to make mids and up tempos. It's
Mhm.
easier to get into slow vibes. You get to say a
Yeah.
lot more. You get to, be more melodic and all that stuff. And that's cool. You know what I mean? I just wanted to challenge myself and kind of be against the grain. I think that just me and nature is against the grain. And I'm always, uncommon in a common place. And so I kind of thrive in that now.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So, if you could describe the album in 3 words, what would they be?
High vibrational R&B.
Love it. Okay. Straight to the point. Hey, what do you want listeners to feel when they hear it?
I want them to feel good. I want
Mhm.
them to feel good about themselves. I want them to feel loved. I want them to feel seen. Um, Yeah, and take whatever you want from the album. You know what I mean? Like every song may not be for you, but I promise you this, it's something for everybody on there. I
Period.
swear on that. It's something for my mama. It's
Mm.
something for my little brother. It's something for my little cousins. It's something for everybody on here. So I stand on that. And so, like I said, uh, it's just, another joint that's in the catalog that it may take off immediately, or it may take, a couple months or years in order for it to, what I mean, do what it needs to do. But I've seen songs in my catalog go from, tens of thousands of streams to 30 million streams. You know what I mean? Just within a 2 year span of, a record being out and just, it being idle. And
Mm.
then somebody on TikTok decides to use it for something, and then all of a sudden, you go into discovery mode again. So, that's the beauty of it, is the fact that you just got to put the music out there, and you just got to, trust in the quality of it, and, let everything else do the rest. While we push this product, and while we go on the Love Up Tempo tour. You know what I'm saying? Get your tickets now. Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of that tour, so did it start February 14th?
Nah, that was more so like a Valentine's Day thing in DC.
Okay.
Since I'm from there, definitely sold out the both shows, 1,000 seats total. You know what I mean? So for an indie R&B artist to be doing that, no other person was on the bill. It's just me, and yeah, it's allowing for me to scale into a theater now in
Mhm.
my hometown, which is kind of crazy. And so, yeah, I'm on the right path.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That's really exciting. Can we expect anything while you're on tour, like any surprise artists?
Hmm. I mean, you never know. You never know. You know what I'm saying? I got some contacts in my phone, you know what I mean? That that might pick up, and it might show their face in select cities. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But what I do know is that, whether they pull up or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna give a great show.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I pride myself in, is entertainment, and being able to, you know, captivate, what I mean, the audience. And it's just not me. It's, my background singer, it's just my band. It's a whole thing. And so I'm really excited about it. I don't know what city you're in, but if you know what I mean, are you in Atlanta?
Yeah.
If you in Atlanta, you need to pull up April 5th. I'll be at Center
Saw
Stage.
that. That's
Uh,
okay.
yeah, pull up. I promise you, you'll be entertained for sure. And so yeah, like I said, I'm at a place where, like, I know God got me. And so I walk in confidence. I walk in assurance. I don't walk in cockiness. I walk in the fact that, you know, I've been doing music for 11 years. And what I mean by that is, music paying all of my bills for 11 years. And so that's a blessing. I don't take it for granted, but it allows for me to understand that I'm in the place that I'm supposed to be in, especially because it's become my career. And so, with all of the stuff that's going on as far as in the world, it's like I want to project the energy of confidence, and just kind of like, just being self assured, because that's
Mhm.
what we all need right now. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be self assured, and understand, like, if you believe in a higher power, if you believe in God, you know what I mean, that everything happens for a reason. And so, you got to be confident in that, and understand that, like, every day you wake up with a purpose, not for life to happen to you, but for you to take advantage of life as you have it.
Honestly, like I love music that helps you like disconnect and unplug from what's really going on in the world.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of things going on in this world right now. not even gonna get into that, you know.
Yeah, say less, say less, say less.
Yeah, but it's just good to have that music that again helps you disconnect and as you're saying, like your album is going to be that outlet for people, I would hope so.
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
excited for that.
yes.
Yes, so last question. So
Mm.
let's say fast forward to the next 10 to 20 years. What do you want people to say about Kevin Ross and the impact you had on music?
He helped keep R&B alive.
Mm,
He helped to scale it, and he helped to be one of the independent R&B pioneers of it. We don't have that in R&B. We don't have the Birdmans or the Master P's or the Russell Simmons or the P Diddy's or whatever. We don't have any of that. You can't name an R&B artist or mogul that has moved the culture in that way, and especially from an independent standpoint. And so I believe that the future of R&B is not within an artist, it's not within a song, it's not within a project. The future of R&B is independence,
mm,
and it's us owning our product. It's us being able to understand our value and our worth, and make sure that we connect with our audience. Direct to consumer is the future. Hip hop has been doing it forever, and so
mhm,
now it's time for us to smarten up and make sure that our business is straight and intact, and grow it and grow the genre. Like, we can't keep doing the same music. We can't keep doing the same songs. We can't keep just regurgitating the same thing. I don't want to go to more shows where the guy singers are like, "Ladies, how you feeling out there?" It's like, okay, we know how the ladies been feeling. Ladies been feeling the same way for 50 years.
okay.
So, you know what I mean? Like, we got to get past that.
Mhm.
Like, nah, that ain't it. That ain't the move no more. The move ain't just about the song or how well you sing, but how well you handle your business.
Mm,
Because it's gonna take a lot of us. It's gonna take more than me. It's gonna take all of the indies that's out there. Eric Bellinger. It's gonna take Kenyon Dixon. It's gonna take Alex Isley. It's gonna take Brent Fryes. It's gonna take all of these people who are indie that's doing it on different levels, that have seen different peaks and valleys of it, for us to come together in different ways to say, okay, how do we how do we keep the genre alive and move it forward? You know what I'm saying? Like, and not to say to do the same exact music. We can all do whatever music we want to do. It's just a fact of, like, we need to make sure that the genre that everybody says that they love, that they grew up on,
mm.
that all the questions of is R&B dead and nah. We gotta keep this thing going, and I'm very confident in that. And so, we just gotta make sure that we're in front of people doing these type of interviews, whatever. We can't be bougie to be like, nah, I don't want to do that. It's
Oh
like,
yeah, man. That's not gonna help.
not, yeah, like, ain't nobody in R&B that big where you should be turning down whatever. Because the truth of the matter is, we
Mhm.
just not in that space. Like, we can't afford to, you know, be bougie right now, because we not in that space. So we gotta act hungry. We gotta act hungry. Like, this is a new genre. This is a new era. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta grab it by the reins. All the old heads, you know what I mean? Like, they not gonna pass the baton. So we gotta take it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take mines. You know what I mean? So, and that's it. Like, I ain't asking nobody nothing. Like, we just, and even if they don't want to help, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
watch and enjoy the show. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen regardless. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So, yeah, I want for people to say, he did it. He did it for the genre. He did it to better the genre. So, if I could be one of the heroes in a crusade, you know what I mean? So be it.
Okay, okay. Now, I know I said that was the last question, but your response made me think about this. So,
Yeah,
um, are you familiar with Jacob Lattimore?
absolutely.
So, I'm not
Yeah,
sure if you saw that recent video of him doing residuals, like the challenge.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, everybody was getting on him for being vulnerable. Do you
Yeah.
think like vulnerability is the reason why male R&B artists kind of shy away from that style today?
I think that males need to be vulnerable regardless of what
Mm,
women say, or
yeah.
regardless of what people say. Because at
Mhm.
the end of the day, they're not ready for vulnerability,
Mm,
right? That doesn't mean something's wrong with you. Just because it's a whole group of people saying, "Oh, he's vulnerable, that's soft, he's in this," like, no, you're just not at that place. Like, I even compare it to music sometimes, where it's like, there's McDonald's and then there's Nobu, right?
Mhm.
And McDonald's is served by millions every day. That doesn't mean that it's healthy. It doesn't mean that it's good for you, right? And so, if you know that your character, your morality, your content is of a different quality and taste level, I'm not going to go down to your level and serve you chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I don't even have that in me. All I have is whole food. All I
Mhm.
have is whole food to give you. But if you're not used to a raw carrot, or if you're not used to, you know what I mean, the fresh fruits and vegetables, and you used to chicken nuggets and French fries, I can't judge you.
Mhm.
But you not ready. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so we can't change our narrative. I don't want for that to be an excuse for men to say, and that's why I don't give my heart to a woman. It's like, bro, grow up, man. Like, you got to change your taste level in women. Like,
Mhm.
it's not the women, it's you.
Yeah.
You gotta stop going to the same places to get the same results. Maybe the club ain't, maybe the lounge, maybe the hookah lounge is not where you gonna find your wife, bruh. You know
Hey,
what I'm
church,
saying?
something
So
different. Mhm.
yeah, you gotta change your environment in order to get different results. So I want for especially black men to remain vulnerable, remain transparent, like communicate not only just with your significant other or women that you date, or whatever floats your boat, but I want y'all to remain transparent and communicative to the culture, to your families. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't have to suffer in silence because of the fact that there's this stigma on us that we're this strong mountain of a man, hold your emotions, don't
Exactly.
let cry. It's like, nah, man. Like, the way the world is right now, like, you got black men blowing their brains out. They throwing themselves out windows. They can't handle the pressure of it because of the fact that they don't have an outlet. And so, nah, I'm not gonna conform to the culture because of the fact that a couple comments are
Mhm.
being received in a negative way. Jacob, I commend you on
Oh,
being transparent. I commend you on sharing your thoughts on that, because you don't know how many men that's actually going through that. Maybe some of the same men that was joking around in the comment section really secretively listen to that and got something from that. That's what we need. Like, we need things for the heart and of the mind for us to be like, dang, okay, like, we
yeah.
appreciate your honesty. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's just that's my 5 cents on it. That's it.
I love that. I love that, especially not even just men in general, but like black men too. I feel like
Yeah.
it's important to be vulnerable. And
Mhm.
however you display that creatively, hey, it can be an outlet. So I definitely see where where you're going with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much for this conversation. It was
Oh, my pleasure.
beautiful. Yes. So tell our readers and our viewers where they can get tickets for the show.
Oh no, absolutely. All things KevinRossMusic.com. This is where you get your merch, you get your tickets. I will be in St. Louis, Chicago, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New York, Boston, Oakland, Dallas, etc. I'm coming to a town near you. Get your tickets at KevinRossMusic.com. I stand on it. I stand on it that you're gonna have a good time.
Love it.
Period. You know what I'm saying? So pull up, get your tickets before they sell out. I don't want to hear no type of conversations about how you missed this show because you waited too long. Make sure you get it ASAP.
Love that. And make sure y'all check out that album when it drops.
Yeah.
So, yes, thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you.